Hi. So my second glide post, I decided to choose my bingo voicing experience. This happened a week and a half ago. I thought it was interesting because I don't do many voicing opportunities. Mostly I like interpret at church or anything, so I've never really done much voicing outside of the classroom. I decided to choose this because we had a really good debriefing session, and even though this is very low stakes interpreting, I learned a couple things, and so I felt like it was one of the best options to choose for this right now. Um, so one of my main things right now is learning how to team and how I team. I struggle with this because I don't know what I need or what I want yet. I know that I can't take a lot of sentences coming in because of my skill level right now. I can't receptively watch it and hear a bunch of sentences coming into my head. So I did warn them of that. Like, I need quick words, or it's pretty obvious which words I get stumped on. So watch for those if possible. I struggle with leaning in or tapping somebody when I'm struggling. And I learned that with Sarah Kay, who was the second year that I was with. I also had LJ next to me on the other side, but Sarah Kay was most helpful with being a second year and knowing what to do. So obviously the bingo part is pretty simple, but if it was more so the conversations that were going on, at one point there was a conversation and I couldn't see half of the conversation because we're behind, which is something we discussed whether we should move to the front if that would be easier, even though our hearing consumers are in the back. We can just project louder because I was super stumped when I couldn't see half of the conversation and they weren't copy signing and I couldn't get them to copy sign because they were so in depth in the conversation. So I was trying to pick up on cues, but I froze and Sarah Kay had to take over, which is perfectly fine. And then I would say another big thing that happened during this was more so me observing a couple people, and we discussed it afterwards, was Tamaje was interpreting, and she put words to something LJ did that was funny for the hearing consumers. However, it didn't really match LJ's face. So we laughed, and the hearing people laughed, but the deaf people caught on that we were laughing and nothing was funny. It was what was said. So that's not the best option we learned. And I didn't ever think about that being a thing, that if you aren't completely accurate, it can throw off what the deaf people are seeing happening too. And it happened a couple times, more than once. So that was interesting, and I definitely learned that. Sarah Kay said I did very good, except she didn't know when I didn't get it and when I did get it. There were times where I was quiet for a long time, and then eventually she'd start feeding, but then I would just be talking already. Like, I would start talking at the same time. So that's something that I need to work on, is to show when I do understand and when I'm not understanding. That connects with the teaming bit in the beginning. Uh, and I hope that throughout my experiences that I can learn to team more and learn to team with different people so I can figure out what I like and what I don't like. I've heard about writing in class, and from my sidekick, Audrey, said that writing helps some people, and I think maybe that would be for me, but I'm up to trying different things. And I think this experience is very good because it taught me a little bit more about teaming, and it taught me about voicing and what to voice and what not to voice and how to be conceptually accurate in different situations. So I really do enjoy voicing for bingo. It's one of my favorite things to do. So I hope that I can continue to learn and become a great teammate.